Hi everybody, I'm Chef Nick, and today on Nick Ruins Ethnic Food, we're headed to the lowlands where I'm going to make frikandel. Dutch dogs, Belgian street meat, you name it, a delightful little deep fried sausage, always served over frites. Frikandel is a sausage, a very heavily spiced sausage, but it's still European, so it's not going to be spicy, it's going to be very, very flavorful. Frikandel gets a lot of hate, kind of like the hot dog does for being a mystery meat. So what we're going to do is we use a blend of meats for different flavors and textures. So we're going to start with 8 ounces of chicken breast, 1 pound of ground beef, as fatty as you can get it. This is 70-30, which is 70% meat, 30% fat. 1 pound of ground pork, as I explained in a previous video, why I like using Duroc. You can see how red it is compared to the beef. And then for all of our seasonings, we've got 1.5 tablespoons of kosher salt, a half tablespoon each of black pepper and coriander, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, 2 teaspoons of yellow mustard powder, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves. That doesn't get its own little bowl. 2 ounces of fresh garlic, 2 tablespoons of freshly minced parsley, 1.2 ounces of non-fat milk solids, 2 ounces of bread crumbs, 4 ounces by weight of coarsely chopped onions, and 4 ounces of fresh beer. Now, beer usually comes in a 12-ounce container, so you're going to have to find something to do with those other 8 ounces. Let's get to actually grinding up our sausage. This is a really fine minced sausage, similar to a hot dog, but with a lot more flavor. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our large chicken chunks first. And when I say large, I mean they're about a 1/2-inch dice. Put that down around on the inside. Then we're going to add our onion, our garlic, and all of our dry spices. And this is going to take the longest to grind up. So we're going to start this first, and then we will work in our pork and our beef afterwards. But let's get this into a nice fine paste first. I'm going to add about half my beer right now. And now we jam. All right. So you can see we got a nice smooth consistency in there with just the chicken and the spices. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the pork and the beef, because those, I bought pre-ground instead of grinding it myself. And we're just trying to make a nice smooth mixture, especially one that is homogeneous. And there we go again. Okay, I just stopped to check on it. It's looking pretty thick, so I just added the other couple of ounces of beer, and we're gonna let her finish up. You can really hear the food processor working. I'm gonna open it up, check her out. With a really nice, consistent paste in here now. I'll pull out a chunk for you to see. Here you go. Nice fine pink paste. You'll notice I haven't added the parsley yet. I'm going to add that into this bowl, and we're going to work it in by hand. I don't want the food processor beating up the parsley too much and giving me green streaks when I just want flecks. Okay, our sausage meat is all seasoned up, and in this bowl, I'm just going to take 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley, and I'm just going to go ahead and fold that in so that, we've got nice little herbal flecks in there, but we're not going to get a bunch of bruised dark green parsley kind of making flakes throughout. All right, and as soon as this is folded together, I'm going to show you how to make the sausages themselves, as this is a caseless sausage, but we don't want it falling apart when we start cooking it. So I'm going to show you a little trick in just a minute. Frikandel, being a skinless sausage, means they don't have a casing on them. but we don't want them to fall apart when we boil them, and we also want to be able to shape them. So I don't know if you can see here, we got a little plastic wrap, nice long, about 18 inches or so on the board. I'm going to take two 2-ounce scoops of our meat mixture. So that's half a cup. This should be about 4 ounces, give or take. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold that over. We're going to hold onto this backside, and we're going to use the tension in the plastic wrap to form our sausage. Okay? So we get a nice long skinny dog, and then we just tie off the ends like you would like if you were making a natural casing wiener. And that'll prevent it from popping open as we boil it. We'll trim these down a little bit before they go in the water, but this is it. Okay, as you can see here, all of our sausages have been wrapped. I got 12 out of this batch, which was, you know, 2.5 pounds of meat, 4 ounces of onion, half cup of beer, and all the spices. So that gives us about 4 ounces a piece, 12 sausages. So what I did is I put them in this soup pot here with hot tap water. I don't want to boil the water first and then drop them in. That'll cause the sausages to really tighten up. I don't want that. I want to bring them up to temperature slowly so they stay relaxed. So we're going to bring them up to a simmer, then turn it down. We're going to let them sit for a while until they reach an internal temperature of 165 because there's still chicken in there. So we're rocking and rolling here. We will see you in a few minutes. Our frikandel have been simmering for about 10 minutes now. I've been stirring occasionally, making sure that, you know, they're not just cooking on the bottom side, but they're cooking all the way around, all the way through. Here's our big fat chunky boy. Just gonna go ahead and probe him. We are 166. There we are, 166. So I'm just going to turn the heat off and pull these out, let them sit on a draining rack for a few minutes, let them cool down, and then I will unmold them so we can start frying them up. Here we go. It's been a little while. Sausages are now cool enough to handle. I got the cast iron on the stove, heating up some oil so we can deep fry these. They always get served traditionally on a bed of frites. I'm not making fries from scratch today. Call me a poser, but that's a whole nother process. Maybe another video if you guys ask nicely. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take this sausage that's been boiled and fully cooked, slice it about half of the way down, and then I like to put extra score marks on there. And what's going to happen is as it deep fries, the meat will tighten up, which means that these score marks will open up, giving us more crunchy bits to dig into as we go. So we're just waiting for the oil to come to temperature. We'll do the fries first. Bring the temperature down to about 325 or so, and then we'll fry this guy up. Fries just came out of the oil, lightly seasoned, and onto our tray. Here is our scored frikandel. Oil's at about 335, 340 right now. We're gonna let that kind of get crusty. It's going to just take us a minute or two. All right. All right, and here's our sausage. You can see those nice, beautiful score marks all popped open. Got this beautiful GBD crust around the outside. And get that on our bed of fries, and now I'm going to get her dressed up. And here is our frikandel. Frikandel and frites all dressed up. Fries on the bottom, curry ketchup, garlic aioli, fried sausage, obviously some fresh chopped white onions, some parsley, and it is a mess, and it is beautiful. I'm going to grab a knife and work my way through this, and then we'll taste it. All right, on the inside you'll see it's kind of grayish, but on the outside it's got this golden brown color. And now I've got the ketchup and the aioli on there. I just want to make sure I get all the flavors in one bite. Let's give her a shot. So, even though it's a skinless sausage, we were able to work enough fat in there, enough moisture, enough flavor, that it still like almost pops to my mouth, especially as I'm biting through that charred crust on the outside from the frying. All the spices are there. It's spicy in that it's full of spice, but nothing stands out. Not the pepper, not the coriander, not the nutmeg, not even the clove. I'm glad we, just a very, very small amount of clove. It's really rich and very well seasoned. The curry ketchup is great. The lemon heavy aioli, and this is why I like the very acidic aioli, cuts through that fat. I'm gonna try a little tater. Yeah, it's starchy, it's fluffy on the inside. It's got sauce on the outside. It's a little crunch of kosher salt on the teeth. It is exactly what I was looking for. Is it as good as the ones I was eating on the street corners in Antwerp? No. Is it still frickin' delicious? This Frikandel is frickin' delicious, and you should try making this at home or finding some place that'll make it for you. And here's a Dan Hansa shout out. Now you saw how the sausage gets made. All right. Thank you very much for watching. I love the food of the lowlands. Thank you again for watching, and we will see you on the next one.